Well, Packers fans, I've got some good news and I got some bad news. The good news is the Packers have found a suitable number 2 corner to play opposite Jair Alexander for 2021. The bad news is it's probably someone you remember giving up a touchdown at the end of the first half in the NFC Championship game. That's right. It's Kevin King, who, judging by my Twitter reactions, is not very popular as far as bringing him back to play on a 1-year deal, which per NFL Network is for $6 million. Although you can safely ignore that. The real number is undoubtedly much smaller than that, probably pumped up by incentives. The Packers bring back a guy who obviously is very familiar in the locker room, knows the personnel, while maybe not the scheme, as they are implementing a new one. But it gives them a guy who can help them get by in 2021 into 2022 after they undoubtedly draft at least one corner, if not two. Probably someone early on that they can play both inside and outside who can transition to a post Kevin King world, as it were. I understand being unenthused by this move from the Packers. The idea being you're always getting better or you're always getting worse. How have the Packers gotten better here? How have they done anything but tread water? It's hard to say. Now, you hope that they're continuing to develop guys like, say, Josh Jackson, Kabion Ento, maybe a Kadar Holman, guys who, given the opportunity, maybe could play at the level necessary. You don't have to look much further than the time Kevin King has missed throughout his tenure in Green Bay to see where things really didn't fall off last year when he was sidelined. Josh Jackson in particular may not have been a superstar, but he certainly held up just fine in King's absence. Why the need to bring King back other than a depth move is kind of mysterious. I understand the offseason is a long, long trek, and there are many moves to still be made. So you can't sit here and say the Packers haven't gotten better by shoring up their secondary by bringing in a veteran corner who has familiarity with the team and the program. But I completely understand if Packers fans are less than thrilled at targeting King to solve the ills across from Jair when those ills are very much a product of Kevin King's play at times. Again, anyone who's followed me for any length of time knows I have been in his corner much more than most on the internet. I think he's way better than most fans probably think. But the stink of the NFC Championship game, I thought, was probably the kind of wake up moment for the Packers to move on and force themselves to get better at corner. I understand those who say Kevin King was playing injured in the NFC Championship game. We shouldn't let that taint what 4 years of tape would tell us, which is that he's a serviceable, solid number 2. The problem with that is the big game-changing play that he gives up is a moment where he is not beat physically. Miller beats him because he apparently hasn't done his homework. The one way Scotty Miller can beat you is with his speed, something that Kevin King apparently either didn't feel the need to study or know about prior to the matchup and have any kind of situational awareness to basically swing that game in the Bucs' favor. Again, you guys know I have defended Kevin King up and down throughout his time in Green Bay. But I also understand fans being very unenthused with this move. Let's see what the rest of the offseason brings and how Brian Gutekunst plans to improve the Packers on the defensive side of the ball rather than just tread water. Thanks a lot, everybody. Please hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, tell your family. Cheesehead TV, we are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide.